What is smoking, Canna family? It is your host Dustin with two buds in a jar, and today we are at Hydro Gardens and Lights. And there's many reasons why I brought you guys to this particular spot, so let's get right into it. Now behind me you'll see amazing industrial hoods. Now you got ones for indoor grows, you got ones for industrial grows. These are hoods for all sorts of lights, growing lights, CFL lights, LED lights, any type of indoor growing light. There is a hood for it here, or it comes with ones you can buy that are pre-installed as well, hanging up here, Canna family. Now, you can also see just little bits of little things that they have in here, but let's get into it. Over here, you got some of the lights. You'll have the Grow Pro Sun Stick. It's about 80 watts. They run around $150 here. Isn't bad at all. It's a 4-foot, 80-watt grow light with 8,000 lumens. So you have plenty of lumens just in this one particular light right here, guys, in order to just grow anywhere from 5 to 6 plants of any kind. You also got the T8 bulbs and many variants of that. So over here to your left, you'll see you have the T8 bulbs and you have the smaller T8 bulbs. So with that being said, guys, these are all for more smaller personal grows. This is for more of a large scale grow. Of course, they have the LED variant here as well. Now moving right over here to the side, you got another nice Supreme Hydroponics. It has a built-in power switch where you can turn 1 to 2 lights on and switch it from vegetative growth. It mainly focuses on vegetative growth. So it has that really bright white daytime texture that your plants just love to absorb and photosynthesize with, guys. You got a nice Luxstar 8 here, and it takes over 8 T8 bulbs. So you got 3 different types of mounts, low heat output. It's very energy efficient, of course. Has high output bulbs. Great thing to use if you are trying to grow in your house on a large scale and save on that power bill. You will not see a giant spike in your power bill with CFLs or LEDs, for instance. Or you will not see it as well as in T8. So it saves on power. It's very clean and efficient lighting. It's not going to heat up, any power cords, power strips. It's not like HPS and metal halides, guys. So let's get further down into it, shall we, guys? And behind me, guys, you will see a plethora of nutrients. Now let's get into it. You got Fox Farms, the Dirty Dozen, which offers you the whole nutrient pack right here of Fox Farms. This is really nice. You got everything you need plus macro newts, all for $174. Now, right here, you'll see one that's been unanimous with our channel. You got the Tiger Bloom, the Grow Bud, and the Big Bloom, all made by Fox Farm. These are high quality nutrients. Fox Farm is really good, but let me tell you a key to all their products, guys. Now, when you use their products, remember only to use 1/3 of what they recommend, because if not, you will burn up your plants. So remember to only use 1/3, and that's with most nutrients. Now getting into it, you got the Bush Doctor, which is a sledgehammer. If you guys aren't familiar with that, it's if your plant's locked up from nutrients, it's to knock all them nutrients out and rebalance your microbes in your soil. Over here, you got kelp, which helps with heat stress. It helps with, overall stress of the plant, kind of bounces it, brings it back to life, especially with heat stress. Root Drench right here. This is if you've done locked out or put too much nutrients in your roots, this will strip your roots and make your roots, like basically from new. So it'll take out a lot of the locked up nutrients and things of that nature particularly. Now right here, you've got also made by Bush Doctor. It's a B&B and it's called Sweet and Dandy. It's another nice product by Fox Farm. So as you can see, they offer every type and even in an industrial size level. So right here, you got the giant jug of Tiger Bloom, or you can buy this one, whatever size. So with that being said, You got an awesome selection. You also got down here Humboldt nutrients. Now, if you guys know anything about Humboldt County, they grow some of the best strands and have some of the best genetics, just hands down, let's face it. Some places do. Denver, Colorado, Humboldt County, California, Michigan, they have some good strands. You know, they have some good genetics going on. So getting into it, you got the whole Humboldt nutrient lineup, which is another high quality nutrient lineup, much like Fox Farms. It's in comparison. It's very simple to use, and it is a 3 bottle process, much like any nutrients. You're going to have your vegetative nutrients right here. You're going to have your blooming flower right here, and you're going to have your macronutrients in between that you're going to give with both feedings. You're going to mix with your vegetative and your bloom, or one or the other, granted. Now, moving right down along, you got the Clerics, which is another botanical blend. Now, this stuff is amazing. I gotta say, guys, it's definitely worth the money. I've used it personally. It's a little more of the pricey, but as you can see, they have it 25% off here at Hydro Gardens and Lights. So they also got the Silica Blast. If you guys do not know about silica growing, let me tell you what, this little thing right here is amazing when it comes to plants of all kinds. This goes to the structure, cellular wall of the plant, and builds it and thickens it and strengthens it. So it's just amazing. Use silica sometimes, guys. I don't care what you're growing. Cactuses, fruits, you know, trees, whatever you're growing, just use some silica. You will not be sorry. Over here, how can we forget? You have the master nutrients, and again, they have them in the industrial size jug sizes, and they also got them in the more smaller sizes that are more digestible for smaller personal grows. You also got Super Thrive right here. Super Thrive is another well put together compounds of nutrients for your plants. It's a very good regimen. So as you can see, there's just in this one little section right here, there's very high quality nutrients. Not to mention the rest of the store that we're going to be getting into. But as I said, the industrials, if you want to do industrial grows, right here they have the Flora Bloom, the Flora Micro, and the Flora Vegetative. Now these are all in huge industrial sized jugs, as you can see. They're very massive. They're 22 liters. So I'm not really 6 gallons, guys. They're 6 gallons. So 6 gallons of nutrients, and you know, this should last you probably longer than you're going to use it. So, you know, those are for more industrial size grows. So they have a lot for larger grows. Over here, they got the neem oil, which is an awesome organic pest control. You know, if you don't want to use stuff like, I don't know, what's it called? All those sprays that are poisonous and stuff of that nature. This is a more organic way. Oops. You don't want to use something like Raid, you know, on your plants because you have bugs on them or your fruit or whatever. So you also got your Mag Pro, which it's always good. You need magnesium with every plant. This is a Dynagrow. Dynagrow is another great company. I highly recommend them, honestly. I've used them and Super Thrive. I've had excellent growing, yes, experiments, Harry Cole, thank you. But lots of different growing experiments with lots of different nutrients, guys. Now behind me, we already got into the botanic care, but you got the smaller flora grows. Now this is not like the 6 gallon industrials down there. You know, you got these nice flora blends. You know, you also got your pH up and pH down, which if you grow anything indoors or with city water or well water, you will need pH up and pH down of some kind ultimately. It's just facts. You either have too much calcium, too much iron, too much whatever in your water, chlorine, bleach. I mean, these are general hydroponics nutrients, and you know, they're pre-pH'd. You got 4.0, 7.0. So they really help when it comes to doing that, you know, hydroponically. It's already pre-mixed and pre-pH'd. So you just kind of mix it together however it says on the instructions. Let's actually check that out. And it says, pour an adequate quantity, reference pH into clean container, immerse. Okay, so this is more just ran through a reservoir. Okay, so those are ran through reservoirs for your grow, basically. They're all pre-set up. Over here you got Mills, which is an ultimate PK. Potassium and magnesium. It's much more like CalMag, but way better, more concentrated, I gotta say. So it'll really pull your plant out of whatever funk it may be in that you may be, or if it just needs a magnesium boost, it's awesome. You'll see right here to your left, you have all your trellis nets and all your type of netting you'll need for whether you're trying to lollipop, whether you're trying to do a screen of green, whether you're trying to do mainlining, all of those different types of plant manipulation variants can use this. You can also use this on clones if you wanted to keep them separate as well. So the trellis nets are very useful when it comes to plants. You got, of course, your plug-in timers, and these, you know, the digital ones are the new way, guys. But these, if you're just getting started, these are so simple, guys. So simple. You got, you know, your 24-hour cycle. This 12-hour right here is dark. So that's your dark period. There's your 12 hours of light. So you just set it to that. And it's really that simple. So if you're just getting into any type of gardening or growing, I highly recommend these. They're inexpensive. They work tried and true, dude. Tried and true. I've had one for a numerous amount of years and the thing still works. Now right here you got the digital ones. Now this is really nice too because this can all be digitally set to your hours, your weeks, your, you know, photo periods, everything. So, you know, this would be if you want to get more in depth with your grow and you want it to have different photo periods, light cycles, as far as you want to program it, when you want it on, when you want it off, what day of the week you want it this way, what day of the week you want it that way. So with that being said, that is a very nice product right there. And of course you got more trellis nets. These are always important, guys, to get to, because you can't just go and buy a cheap strip at like Walmart. It's good to get like an industrial one from a grow place like this. That way you don't have any electrical fires or electrical issues. You won't have any overheating of your wires when you're growing indoors. Now, if you follow me right down here, Canna family, you got another line of nutrients, and we will go over some of these nutrients. Right here, you got Connoisseur. Connoisseur is really nice. They have a 20% off. It's an advanced nutrient system. So for those of you that's been growing for a while and you're into more advanced things, this is right up your alley. It even has the seal of approval right there. That's what you want to look for right there. Grow winning nutrients. So you got some nutrients that are more advanced systems that are Cannabis Cup ultimately growing nutrients that are amazing. So if you're more into the advanced nutrient systems, I would highly recommend those. Those are more up your alley for somebody that's been growing for, you know, several years like myself. Now, getting over here, you got your, you know, Don't Bug Me, you got your Fox Farms. It's an all natural, it's like a neem oil, if you will. It's an all natural bug killer, gets rid of mites, things of that nature. You got your spider mites, of course, in case you have that, 'cause sometimes that happens, both indoor and outdoor, believe it or not. You can have all sorts of mites or bugs or this or that. You'd be surprised. Fungus gnats are number one on the indoors. I know I had to deal with them years and years ago, but you know, that's another story for another day, Canna family. But right here, you got the nectar. Now, the nectar for the gods is 25% off. The nectar for the gods is a really nice advanced nutrient system that's pre-pH'd, and it is a very organic and clean way with less of additives. So if you want to go more organic, Nectar for the Gods is the place to go. Now you also got garden insect spray, which, you know, it takes care of your disease, pest control, any plants basically that have suffered any type of stress, whether it's from heat, whether it's from mites, whether it's from any type of bug or disease of that nature. This kind of brings it back and bounces it back out. That was just like the stuff I pointed over in the other aisle, Canna family. Now over here to the right, you got my favorite, Jungle Juice. Again, this is what you want to see right here. cup winning nutrients right on your bottle. That's awesome. We got these, and we're going to get all into those and my favorite nutrient regimen next. And just like that, Canna family, we are back again. Now let's get into more stuff. You're probably like, more stuff? Yes, this place has a lot more to share. So check this out. Over here, you got all your extreme gardening, as far as you'll find your fish poo. It's called fish, obviously. You got your flying nuke. You got all sorts of nutrient regimens. A lot of these I pointed out, like the Nirvanas. These are just the main smaller bottles that you can buy at home. These Bovita packs. These Bovita packs are really good to put in a mason jar and keep your in there, because it saves the terpenes. It really protects them and intensifies them over time as your cures, and it also keeps your plant from drying out. So it keeps it at basically a medium moisture. Now, if you look over behind us right here, you got some really nice clones. They look very beautiful. They're just sitting out. Cool to see that, ain't it, guys? And now you got down here even further, you got more nutrients in particular. Now these are like Clone X. These are more like gels and growth hormones for clones. So you know how you'll have your rapid root start, you'll have your Clone X gel, gel, excuse me. But the Clone X gel is just like a growth hormone that helps with, root start basically. So, it's really good to, as you take your clones to cut, it was either at a 45 or 95 degree angle, and then dip it in Clone X. I can't remember. 45 degree angle. Cut your clones at a 45 degree angle, add your Clone X, which is your growth hormone, which will create a root system for it. So it's a really nice thing to have while you're doing your cloning, and I highly recommend it. Just because it's going to get you through, the race, and get you through it a lot quicker than what it would for it to naturally, create those roots, because it does take a lot of time, and that takes half the time, literally in half right there, just with the rooting hormone. So you got a lot of variations of different gold root, which is another, root stimulator. You got rooting powder, which is another root stimulator. A lot of these things, the root stimulators are very important, guys. As I said, it's the microbes, basically the organisms that are within your soil and your root system that you want to focus primarily on any and all plants. The top of it is just the indicator of something may be wrong, or obviously it looks healthy, nothing's wrong. But moving on, you got, a beginner's guide to growing, which, as crazy as it sounds, guys, there's easy ways to doing this and very complicated, complex ways of doing this. Everybody seems to have their own method once they've been doing it for so many years and go with their own brands. So, I'll just tell you guys that now, but a lot of these books really do help. Books like, Growing for Beginners, books like the Grow Bible, all these books are very helpful. Oh, there we go. Are very helpful just to get an understanding, because it's easy to start growing Canna family and really get overwhelmed, because it is a lot. But, you focus on one thing at a time, and eventually you'll grasp a very, simple understanding of it. And with that simple understanding, your experience can grow. And this is when you get into more advanced things, which is a lot of the things we've pointed out here, and a lot of other things that are more, beginner stages of growing. So, they really have things for everybody here. This place is a diamond in the rough, I gotta say. They have everything. It's a one-stop shop pretty much, for anything and everything you need to get started growing, or to continue growing, or to start farming, to distill your own alcohol, and more. So let's get into the and more right down here. Now, you got neuro-enhancing Belgian chocolate, which is made out of different mushrooms that are, I believe, and don't quote me on this, but I believe are infused with like skull cap mushrooms and different mushrooms that have different effects on the body, because there's more than just psilocybin that has effects on the human body. So they usually make these chocolates and add these type of organic compounds to them, whether they're lion's head mushroom or, you know, there's a bunch. I'm not a mushroom expert, guys, more person, but you know, that's how they do that, and it does not have psilocybin in it, unfortunately. You know, places like Amsterdam and stuff like that, you will, you know, find, of course, things like that. But you know, a lot of us are just getting into the overall, you know, legal technicalities. But with that being said, moving on, you got different ones that are like herbal, basically, you know, trippy enhancers. They're basically the same thing. You got, you know, different forms of either organic herbal properties in blends or organic mushroom compounds. They're all vegan, of course. Most of all these edible products tend to be vegan, which is, if you're a vegan person, they're vegan friendly. Throwing that out there. And then you got you know, they all have different herbal supplement blends, is where I was getting at, and mushrooms. They all do different things and have different effects. I personally have not tried them, but, you know, I have had psilocybin mushrooms several times in my life, and, you know, they're great. Speaking of which, you got their whole mushroom kit. As you can see, they have the Vicelium and the perlite, vermiculite, and all these mushroom items that you need to grow. As I said, I'm not too, you know, advanced into that, guys. So, there's only so much I can say on YouTube, but for those of you that see the products, you know what you're doing, you know. If you know, you know, you know. Right, Harry? But moving on down, man, we got some of the cool things, man, even cooler. Check this out, guys. Now, you guys have seen the nutrients. They have their own line here at the garden. So the owner actually has several different companies that he works with, all high quality companies from Humboldt, you name it. If it's a high quality Royal Seeds, for instance, a lot of these seeds I've purchased myself, and we will be growing and reviewing for you guys. But they have anything from auto flowers, they have feminized, they have photo period, they have CBD, they have non-feminized, they have, you know, where you can breed both male and female. So they have a huge selection when it comes to just, I mean, there's what, over 15, 20, 30 genetics just right here. Not to mention the ones we haven't talked about yet that's down on the bottom shelf. So, you know, there's overall 50, 60 different genetics here. And, you know, when it comes, and they're getting more products in. So this isn't even everything that they have, guys. They're going to be getting more stuff in. They're constantly moving stuff around. They're constantly getting stuff in. And since, you know, it's really taken off where we're at, it's becoming a huge thing, and they're getting more products in. That you have your tincture vials, of course, too, as well, in case you want to make any infused tinctures. Blocks the sunlight out, it stops it from degrading, so that's why you have to buy these brown glass bottles. They're pretty nice too. They're definitely worth the purchase. But these genetics I'm really interested in, guys. I've heard nothing but good things about them. I can't wait to grow them myself. You know, there's many different companies, but I would prefer something like this where it's nice. You can just shop and, you know, take those seeds home instead of waiting on the mail or anything of that nature. It's easier just to stop here at Hydro Gardens and Lights and, you know, hand select your seeds if you're doing that, or any particular breeding projects. And stuff like this is amazing for breeding projects, guys. So, and speaking of breeding projects and easier things, you got something that I never thought I would see in my lifetime, but it is a all-in-one grow kit. And that's right, guys. Everything you need to grow a plant in a can. How cool is that? Welcome to 2024, right? It is mind-boggling to me because, you know, to grow, and I mean, to grow a lot of it, and, you know, nutrients and all that considered, takes a lot. So to, you know, congeal, not congeal, but I can't think of the words, just to compact that all into one little can, you know, is amazing. It's mind-boggling, and we will be doing a review on that because it even has different strands, you know, as you can see. There's different strands, and it's everything you need to grow one. I imagine it grows anything from like an eighth, a quarter, or a half ounce. I mean, maybe an ounce after it's done, but maybe even more, maybe even less, depending on the strand and genetics, of course. I mean, that's with all, but you know, it's definitely worth something checking out. I've never seen something like that in my life, guys. I'm constantly on social media, obviously. I'm constantly on the internet, and I have never seen something like that. It is absolutely phenomenal, I gotta say. And it makes it very convenient. You know, if you're not trying to use up a lot of your space in your house, trying to, you know, take up a whole room. It really makes convenience of growing, trying different strands, and, you know, really learning the basis of what cannabinoids and what strands and what flavor profiles you enjoy. So it is a really nice way to kind of get introduced into growing. Now, you also got the Eco down here, which is a nice, it's an oven pack. So this is all for concentrates, guys. This is going to take your butane, your alcohol, your whatever you're extracting, it's going to lift it out. It's going to leave you with trays of shatter, you know, concentrate, things of that nature. Can't get too much into it just because of YouTube, but you also got the rosin press, and this is a very nice one. It comes with two, you got double heat plates, so it heats at the top and the bottom. It tells you what temperatures. It's all digital. It's manually operated, of course, but it is all digital temperatures, so everything is very accurate when it comes to making your concentrates organically instead of using CO2, instead of using things like steam, butane, and other extraction methods. So with that being said, right there to the left, you got something that's new to me and I thought was amazing. It's so simple, but it's just so amazing. So check this out, Canna family. You got a burp-free cure your bag, okay? So basically, burp-free cure your bud with Grove bags. They're Grove bags is what the product's called. And what they are, instead of jarring and curing your, once you've hung it and you go to take it down to cure it, you just put it inside the bag, and there's no need to burp the bag. It won't mold. You won't have to constantly either pop it open or unscrew your mason jars to the point where they're worn down, completely cutting up your hands like some of mine are from growing so much. So, you know, it's, you know, it just makes it a lot easier for the whole cure. You know, it's kind of just set and forget, if you will, you know. Obviously, you don't want to forget it, but, you know, it's a very, very useful tool, especially if you're making massive crops, smaller crops, personal grows. It just works. They have 1 pound bag, they have half ounces, quarters, eighths. They have everything all the way up to a pound. You can also find them at grovebags.com. So that's a really cool product, takes a lot of the work. And, you know, growing, guys, is a lot of work. It's a lot of physical work if you do not have these particular things in order to make it easier. Like I said, you want it to be a systematic process from vegetative to flower, you know, and you want to create that systematic process. So with that being said, tools like this, bags like this, just the simplest of things to the most complicated things can make that job so much easier. So it's something I highly recommend, guys. And especially nobody wants to smoke on some dry flower that's killing your throat. Now we have covered the mushroom items over here, and we have covered the lights and nutrients. Now it's time to get to the bigger things, and we're going to check out the tents next. And just like that, Canna family, we are back. Now we have covered the nutrients, we have covered the soil, we have covered the seeds, we have covered almost everything, but we've saved the biggest things for last. So of course you got your hydroponic things. We're gonna get to the last small things here. You got your hydroponic valves. You got your filtration systems that are air stoned. You know, you got the 6-inch ones of different sizes, all variations. You got your screen bag for your filter pump so your filter ain't sucking in all that gunk and nastiness. And then you got over here to your right, you got intake and outtake air and water pumps. So this is everything, again, you'll need for like a hydroponic setup, whether it's small or on a larger, massive scale. So that's just something to keep in mind while you're at Hydro Gardens and Lights. And this is a family-owned business, which is another thing I really appreciate. You know, you're going to find really great customer service. You're going to find, you know, people. You know, it's not like going to Walmart. You know, you're actually helped. You're actually informed. You know, they've helped several people out take their products that they purchased from the store out. It's a really nice store. So I highly recommend it. Like I said, it's family-owned. Can't get better than that. So let's get into these tents over here to the left, guys. Now starting, we got one of my favorite personal companies is Spider Farm. Now this tent it's equipped with 2 to 1 fan. You can put in variations of different ways. You have your scrog, or you can, you know, keep off your, you know, your overall sea of green. You got a very nice Spider Farm light right above here. You got your carbon filter and your, what's that other one? On my lack of words here today. You got your carbon filter, guys, and you got the other one that's silent.
That's air filter, right?
Yeah, the air filter. It silences your fans, guys. And as you can see, it comes with the tubing. So it's everything you basically need, this whole setup, for just $589. And if you take all these things individually that I'm about to show you now and kind of piece them out and buy them, it's more expensive to do it that way than just to buy a whole setup. This is a lot easier, guys. And you know, it even comes with instructions. So it tells you how to set up your grow. Now moving to this next one. You got another one of my favorite companies is AC Infinity. Between Spider Farmer and AC Infinity, it's hard to say which one's my favorite, but you guys be the judge at home watching. Tell me what you think. Now you got the amp on top of here. These are all adjustable by dials, of course. You can control the diodes, whether it's bright, dim. You know, it's got the red, it's got the full daytime as well. So that's really nice, guys. It's a very adjustable, and it's a very, not too large. It's a very small one, something you can pop in your closet, the corner of your house. You can have a nice little grow of whatever going on right there. Now moving on, you got the Sure Grow tent. Sure Grow tents are really nice as well. And right here, you got a metal halide. Nope, an HPS, I'm sorry. So you got a HPS with a metal hood, which is really nice. It's not hot at all, guys. So you got a really nice high pressure sodium system right here with a fan system as well. So, you know, for a budget grow of $120 comes with this, you cannot go wrong. That is a great setup, great investment, great way to get started. Now, you have the AC Infinity Cloud Lab right here. $289.99. This thing is beautiful and I love it. I definitely want one. So right here you got where you can, you know, grow your seedlings. You can veg too, and then you can switch into flower mode. So this is the ultimate cycle. And as you can see, it's got a very nice light right here. Very, very nice light. AC Affinity, very good quality. It's really strong, guys. It's not flimsy. It's really nice. So if you're going towards something that you're like, hey, I want to spend some money, Spider Farm or AC Infinity, 100%. Now you got another AC Infinity system right here, and this is one more my size. This kind of reminds me of the one at home, but this is $1,000, which it has a whole digital panel and it's all controlled right here. You have your intake, outtake, you have your metal diode, or your panel of diodes, guys, you know, your lights. So you got a really nice ergonomic design. It's very lightweight. It's very quiet in here. I mean, you know, I can step in here. Oh, you probably heard that, but you can probably barely hear the fan going. So they're really nice, guys. You got over here another Sure Grow tent, This Sure Grow tent's $160. It comes with their in-house light with GoPro, and it's very nice as well. They have their par right here and their spectrums that they cover right there. And this is all set to their standards here at Indoor Garden and Lights. So it is an indoor light, and you can tell these are warm, you know, so these definitely pump out the power. You're definitely going to get full spectrum. You're definitely going to get great fruit production, no matter what you're growing. So, I mean, it has just all the necessary spectrums and the right output. Now, behind me right here to the left too, you'll see a larger variant of that, and this is 180, and it's got more bars. So you have, once again, a larger grow area. It's going to cover, you know, a larger grow space. This is the type of tent I like personally because I'm 6'1". This is a very large tent, as you can see. I'm standing next to it. You know, it is a very, very large tent, and I like growing a lot all at once. So, you know, it's fun. So a lot to do, but that's not what this is about. It's about the Sure Grow tent. Now, these are what you can, you know, buy if you're not trying to spend, you know, $1,000 to $200, $400, $500, $600 on a tent. These are more, but they're just the same quality. They're just a cheaper, you know, variant of a grow tent. So with that being said, they got their in-house lights, which is set to their par and their spectrum, which you can see right here. They have it on each one of their lights that they have specifically set. So, and $800 for a light like that is not bad. Those usually run about $1,020. So, you know, I've seen them for about $899 even. So that's still cheaper. And that's another thing. You're going to find everything. You're probably like, well, I could just go on AC Infinity or this or that. Well, you're not going to find all the combinations and the savings that you're going to get in the store on the website. Trust me, I've already looked and seen it myself. If you don't believe me, you can do the research yourself, guys. But I surely have, and you're going to get everything cheaper and in bundles here. Now, we have the last variation of a tent, which is an AC Infinity tent. The AC Infinity tent is another great tent company. This is a $130 variant. This is for a smaller grow. So you're going to grow about 6 to 8 plants in here and flower them, whether they're auto or photo period. It is very capable of doing that. And again, you have another just overall really nice texture feel, really strong, really durable. Another tent made by AC Infinity. Behind me, you'll see all right here in these boxes. It's not too interesting, Canna Family, because you can't see it, but let me, you know, explain. It's all these grow kits you've seen and I just shown you. So all the lights, the fans, the tents, the bars, all of that. So they have it readily in stock, available today for you guys to purchase. Going down here, they have drain pans, all sorts of sizes, shapes that you can imagine. So they got anything from large and industrial to everything from small. So you got even ones for hydroponic tables and stations. I call it a hydroponic station, but yeah, hydroponic table. But you know, you have, yeah, flood table. Yeah, and you also got, you know, the holders, the pot holders. So you got a whole variation of things here at this particular store, guys. As you can see, you got the carbon filters over to your right. They got larger industrial lights you'll see overhead right here. So it's a very beautiful and well set up store, I gotta say. I fell in love with the place, Canna Family. We talked to the owner. We set this up. And, you know, it was a process in the making, but it was easy. This place is amazing. Their customer service is phenomenal. I highly recommend it. You can find Hydro Gardens and Lights in Lancaster, Ohio, guys. And I highly recommend it. The staff is awesome. The products are awesome. The vibe is awesome. It's a really chill place. They have everything from huge scale grows to small scale grows. I wanted to take you guys out of the Two Buds in a Jar studio today and take you guys around town to see, the products and different things where, we can reach and, are available for us to drive to. And we found this place and it is absolutely amazing. So thank you guys again for joining me on another episode. I know this was a long one. If you could like and subscribe, it would really help. It helps us do things like this. Don't forget to hit the notification bell as well. Man, my voice is cutting out. I'm sorry, guys. But my name's Dustin from Two Buds in a Jar, and I'm burning out. I'll see you guys next time. I'm going to do some shopping. Justin from Two Buds in a Jar, and don't do drugs, kids.